In the shadow of the hyena's smile, a Kishi tale from Angola. In a remote village on the edge of Angola's dense jungle, whispers of a creature known as the Kishi filled the night air. Mothers warned their daughters never to venture out alone, especially when the moon was new, for that was when the Kishi roamed, hunting for his next victim. The Kishi was no ordinary predator. He possessed a dual nature, two faces, one for seduction and one for death. His human face was that of a handsome man, but hidden behind was his true form, a hyena's snarling, vicious face, eager to devour the flesh of those who fell for his human disguise. No one knew where the Kishi came from. Some said he was a cursed spirit, condemned for betraying the gods. Others whispered that he was once human, but had sold his soul for eternal life, trading his humanity for the beast that lurked within. Whatever the origin, one thing was certain: the Kishi lived for the thrill of the hunt, seducing and destroying his prey. Mbeel, a young woman of the village, was known for her beauty. Though many suitors sought her hand, she refused them all, wanting more from life than the simple existence her village offered. She had heard the stories of the Kishi, but Mbeel did not believe in fairy tales. In her mind, these were merely stories told to keep women in line. One evening, as she fetched water from the river that snaked through the forest, she encountered a stranger. His skin gleamed in the soft twilight, his smile warm and inviting. He was unlike any man she had ever seen, tall, strong, with a voice that seemed to resonate through the trees. "I've come from far away," he said, his tone soothing as the river's flow. "I seek refuge for the night. May I stay in your village?" He was different from the village men, and she felt drawn to him, as if under a spell, though she could not say why. As they walked back to the village, the stranger's every step seemed in tune with her heartbeat. Over the next few days, the stranger stayed in the village, and his attention never strayed far from Mbeel. He courted her gently, never pushing too far, but always making her feel as though she were the center of the world. She began to dream of a life beyond the village, a life with him. The villagers, however, grew uneasy. They noticed strange things. The stranger never seemed to eat, nor did he ever speak of where he came from or where he was going. Elderly women began to whisper, warning Mbeel of the Kishi, of his human face, and his deadly one. But she dismissed them. She had seen his face, touched his hand. There was no monster in him, only a man who made her heart race. One night, after days of growing passion, the stranger invited her to meet him by the riverbank under the full moon. Mbeel, against her better judgment, agreed. The night air was thick with humidity, the forest alive with the sounds of unseen creatures. She felt a chill but ignored it. When she arrived at the river, the stranger was waiting, but something was different. His smile seemed wrong. His eyes, once warm and welcoming, now gleamed with an intensity that made her step back. The wind shifted, and she caught a glimpse of his other face. Behind his head, hidden in the shadows, was the snarling, grinning face of a hyena. The teeth gleamed wet and sharp, saliva dripping onto the ground. Mbeel gasped, stumbling backward, the reality of the Kishi crashing down on her like a wave of terror. The Kishi's human face softened, his voice honeyed as he stepped closer. "Do not fear, my love. It is still me. I only wish to take you away from this village, to a place where we can be together." But Mbil was no longer entranced. She saw him for what he truly was, a predator. Turning, she fled into the forest, her feet pounding against the earth, heart racing as the sound of the hyena's laugh echoed behind her. The Kishi gave chase, his human face calm and collected, but the hyena within snarled and snapped, ready to claim its prize. The dense jungle offered no sanctuary, the trees seeming to close in on her, blocking her path. Her breath came in ragged gasps as she fought through the underbrush, her vision blurring with panic. Suddenly, she tripped, her ankle twisting painfully as she fell into a small clearing. The moonlight illuminated her terror-stricken face, as she looked up to see the Kishi emerge from the shadows. His human face was gone now, the hyena in full control. He towered over her, saliva dripping from his maw, eyes burning with hunger. Mbil scrambled backward, knowing there was no escape. The Kishi circled her, savoring the fear in her eyes, the scent of her desperation filling his nostrils. "You should have listened to the elders," the Kishi growled, his voice now a twisted mockery of the charm it once held. "You could have lived a little longer." With a final snarl, he lunged, his jaws closing around her throat. Mbil tried to scream, but no sound could come out. In the darkness of the jungle, the Kishi fed. Days later, the villagers found Mbil's body near the river, torn and mangled, her beauty marred by the brutality of the attack. The Kishi had claimed another victim. For the Kishi was eternal, and as long as there were hearts to deceive and flesh to feast upon, he would never stop hunting. The story of the Kishi is a reminder that not all beauty is benign, and not every smile hides good intentions. In the shadows, where human and beast intertwine, lies a danger that no heart can truly understand until it's too late. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.